March 25th, 2021 is 7:08 p.m. I'm District Manager, Community Board 11. This is the full board meeting for Community Board 11 in the Bronx. And our first agenda item always is a moment of silence, led by our Sergeant at Arms, Frano Zagretta.
Good evening, everybody. Let us all remember all the men and women overseas, our first responders, and anyone helping with COVID patients. And let's remember all the patients that passed away from COVID or any other disease or tragedy. Let's have a moment of silence for everyone.
Did the meeting start?
Yes, moment of
I can't
silence.
hear you. Can you increase your volume?
A moment of silence.
Your volume is very low.
Okay,
It might be because you're in a vehicle. So we're having a moment, trying to have a moment of silence.
Okay.
okay, thank you all. And this will be my last Sergeant at Arms meeting. It's been nice working with all of you.
Thank you, Frano.
Jeremy, you got the ball.
Sorry, I was muted. Could you please mute yourself unless you're talking? Start at 6. All right, so I don't know if the 4-9 precinct was here. I know Mr. Danzel was supposed to speak to them. He is not going to be able to show up on time, if at all tonight. So Yahe Obid, the vice chair, will be taking over in his stead. Yahe, are you here still? Yahe? Everybody hear me still?
Yes, and he's on. I saw his name.
Mike, we can hear you.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe he stepped away. Let's continue.
Yep, fine. Okay. Treasurer's report. Veronica, you're in still? Yes.
Look, we know it's been posted in an email. Let's just tell everybody that.
Oh,
Okay.
Sandy stopped us.
Yes,
All right.
been posted. It's been sent out in an email. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me or call me. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Hazel here yet? No. District manager's report. As of late, it always comes after the meeting. You will definitely get a report. I definitely have been publishing them. So unless you have questions, please, let's talk after the meeting. Committee reports. David Levitt, are you still in?
I'm here.
Okay, it's your call.
Thank you. So the bylaws committee did not meet this month, but last month I presented a slate of changes to the bylaws, and according to our rules, those changes remain out for 1 month, and they'll be voted on tonight. So I want to ask first, before I make a motion, whether or not there are any questions about any of the changes to the bylaws, because I would like to make one motion to make all the changes to try to move things along. But if there's opposition, I will make separate motions. But first, does anybody have any questions about any of the changes? Okay, here there are no questions. I'm going to, actually, Jeremy, I don't have to make this motion because it came out of committee, correct?
Yeah, the motion, if you voted on it in committee.
We did
I don't
vote.
remember if you did.
We did vote on it in committee. And so the motion is on the floor for discussion. And I'm going to, as I said, there's going to be one motion to make all of the changes that were listed in detail in our minutes and that were described in tonight's agenda. And do we need a second? I don't think we do. Right, Jeremy?
No, you don't. Like you said, it's live. It's open for discussion.
Okay, is there any discussion? Any questions? Going once, going twice. Hearing no discussion, I'm calling the question, and I will ask, is anybody opposed to the bylaw changes that were recommended by the bylaws committee? Is anybody against? Hearing no against, I'll ask if anybody is abstaining. Are there any abstentions?
Yes, Fran,
Frano is abstaining.
for cause.
For cause. Is there any other abstentions? Hearing no other abstentions, then I'll assume that
I'm
everybody else.
accepting. This is Patricia Charles. I'm on the Zoom as well, but I accept because I just got on, so I'm not going to be tribute to what was said before I got on.
So, Patricia, you're abstaining?
Yes.
Okay, so there are 2 abstentions. And if there are no other abstentions, then we will take the attendance at this point and say that everyone else is voting in favor and that all the bylaw changes that were recommended have been approved. And we will distribute next month the revised bylaws. And I say thank you very much. That concludes my report.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Leadership Committee, Yahe Obid.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Did you get to the chairman's report? Al wasn't able to dial in.
Yeah. If you want to do that now, you can,
Okay.
and then do leadership. It's up to you.
Yeah, I might as well. I'm going to do the chairman's report and really the leadership committee as well. So we do have a number of board members that are not seeking reappointment. And we had some resign, and we're in the process of the removal process for some others. But I spoke with Al earlier today. He's got an event for his grandson. He wasn't able to dial in, but he did ask me to thank all those that have served on the community board, whether they're resigning or, or for whatever purposes. He wanted me to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate your work throughout the years. We will miss you. We're grateful for the work that you have done to serve our community, and you'll definitely be missed. He did want me to state that, and I will state that on behalf of the leadership committee and the entire board. I think we have a number of individuals, including, I think Frano's the obvious one. I won't state the others because I'm not sure if they would like to be mentioned or not. But since
There's
I
one
joined this,
person that for you to call on. I don't know if Al told you that. Yahe?
that I can mention it publicly.
Well,
Or
I think they want to say something themselves.
Okay, I'm not sure who it is though.
I
Okay.
would like to say something myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pat.
Yeah, you're the person. I just wasn't sure if I can name you with Frano, but since I've joined this community board, I've looked up to you, since I was on the Parks Committee, and Frano, he's been the voice, a big voice in the community board. I will truly miss both of you. And go ahead, Pat.
I also will be really trying to take care of my health, but I also want to make sure that everyone knows. I want to come on notice and say that I really appreciated everybody that what I was working with. We are a group of beautiful people for just being in place to help the communities in which they serve. But hopefully I might be able to come back at a later time. But right now, I with everything going on in my life, I really need to pay attention to myself and my family and things that are going on. I'm still going to be on the meetings as an outsider, but I would still, I want to be able to help Eastchester. So I want to be able to present someone to take my place at a later date, whoever I can find, so that we wouldn't be, just left out in the wind. Okay.
God bless you, Pat.
Thank you. I love you all.
Patrick,
Thank
you're
you.
definitely going to be missed. I specifically count you as a good friend, and I'm sorry to see you go. And I only want the very best for you and your family.
Well, I love you as well, and we still have phone numbers. I'm still going to check on everyone. I do
Good.
on a regular anyway, so I'm still going to be calling and making sure that we do not lose contact.
Absolutely.
Pat,
Okay.
this is Edith. I wish you all the luck in the world. Stay well, stay safe, and keep in touch.
Thank you, my love. Okay,
You'll
sweetie.
be missed, Pat.
I love you.
Love you
Pat,
back.
this is Joe Thompson. I will miss you so very much, but I know where you are and I know what you'll be doing. So good
Yes.
luck and God
Yes, sir.
bless.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
All right. Yep. Again, it's not just, I know this wasn't a career. This wasn't a job you were getting paid for. So we are very thankful for the work that you gave to the community and the time you put in. Congratulations and good luck to everyone. That's all I have, Jeremy.
Thank you, Yahweh, and it's been a pleasure.
And in terms of leadership committee, I don't remember if there's anything really to discuss.
No,
don't think so.
we don't have anything.
Yep. Okay. Ethics and disciplinary, John Johnson.
Nothing much to report. We have the complaint form, which is online now. We were told there were some issues with it. We're testing it out again. It seemed to have worked for us, but we're trying different avenues to make sure, different platforms can complete it. But the new form is online. So just want to make everybody aware of that. Thank you.
Did Hazel join us yet? Maybe Chris or Harriet, you can reach out to her, find out what's going on. If she's joining us tonight. There is a meeting. She did not have a meeting this month, but she's having a meeting next month, which is on the website. Public Safety Committee, Veronica Castro.
Hi, we did have a meeting. We had Con Edison who gave us a presentation for Gas Leak 101. It was very informative and they gave a lot of good tips. Also, the 4-9 was at our precinct. You can see the details in the meeting minutes, which will be posted as soon as possible.
Transportation, Fernando Zagretta.
Yes, we had a meeting, and also it was determined that the new chair will revisit street co-naming, even if it's not a member of the community. So in the future, there's no question about naming people that have not lived in the community but had an impact, whether through state or federal or other countries. So the new chair will be taking over that task. Otherwise, the minutes will be published.
And the new chairperson of the committee starting April 1st is Rabbi Fuchs. So unless there's any other committee reports, that concludes the committee report section. And we move on to gallery session, section 8. Frano, are you prepared to time? 2 minutes?
Jeremy, I did want to say one thing before you wrap up the committee. So the equity committee had a meeting this month. Yep. It's okay. Minutes will be should be on soon on the website. But we had a robust meeting and we were talking about a lot of the inequities that's going on right now. And that continues to be ongoing for our district. And a lot of things that, we want to accomplish regarding, the vaccine and PPE. So that's an ongoing topic that we're focused on in terms of the inequities in our community. And we're going to continue. We got extended in the ad hoc capacity all the way to June based on the conversation I had with Al. So that's what I have for you. And the minutes should be up soon on the website. Thank you.
Okay.
Jeremy, I'm all set, so go.
Okay, so gallery session. Thank you, Darrell. Sorry about that. Camellia and Morse Park bid. Camellia, are you in the meeting?
Yeah, she is. I saw her. I saw her video was live.
Okay, maybe she's had technical issues. We can come back to her. Alberto Spadanuda, are you in the meeting? Okay. Is it representative for the for Kervins in the meeting?
Sorry, I apologize,
Okay.
Jeremy. Did you just say this is Camelia speaking? I was in the same time on another community board meeting. Should I
Yep,
speak
you're
now?
up.
Yes,
Yes, you're
thank
up.
you so much. Hello, everyone. This is Camelia Cepelus. I'm the executive director for the Morris Park Business Improvement District. And we just wanted to say a quick hello to everyone, but also to introduce our new staff member, Salami Emero, and I will
Sorry,
pass
so
the
Camellia,
yes.
Which
let
makes
me.
it hard to understand. Someone has on the radio or
Yeah,
something.
let me mute everybody. So I get time, Fran, if you can stop the time clock. Let me mute everybody, and then you can unmute yourself, Camellia. All right, please stay muted until you have a question. Muting everybody. Okay, Camellia.
Yes, thank you again. This is Camelia Tepelus. I'm the executive director for the Morris Park Business Improvement District. We came in front of you a couple of months ago in the fall when we started a new 3-year project. So we just wanted to come back to you and say that we have some preliminary results. And I also wanted to introduce my new colleague, Salami Emeru. She will Jeremy, if you could quickly unmute her to say hello and just to tell you all where some information about our project can be found. Also to ask the Economic Development Committee of the board to allow us to speak at their next committee meeting with a special guest from SBS so that we can go into more details about the progress of our project. And now, Jeremy, if it would be possible to unmute Salam.
So she can unmute herself.
Hello.
Yep.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Camelia, for that introduction. As Camelia said, my name is Salam, and I am the program manager for the Avenue NYC program. I'm sure you guys have some background about it. Currently, we are wrapping up the first year of the 3-year commercial revitalization initiative project. We have collected data. We've analyzed and created a preliminary presentation, and a recording of that presentation is actually available on the Morris Park bid website, and also a script to that presentation. If you are interested, you could check it out there, and feel free to reach out to both Camelia and I with any questions or comments that you have. And as well, as Camelia stated, we will be giving a presentation at the next economic development meeting. So thank you all for having us.
Okay, so Joe, if you are okay with that, if you could please talk with Chris so we can schedule something, because we didn't schedule it since we didn't see you at the last leadership committee meeting, but we'd be happy to do it. Just touch base with Chris when you can, please.
Okay, no problem at all. I'd love to hear what's going on in Morris Park.
Thank you so much. And Jeremy, just for your records and for the office, we will send you also in an email the attachments that were mentioned so that you have them in your files for any member or any community member that may want to ask. Thank you all.
Okay. Unless there's any questions, we're going to move on to the next gallery session speaker. So I don't know if everybody heard me. So the second one that registered was Alberto Spadanuda. And if he's not here, a representative for Marisa Davis, the owner of Kervins, if he is in, I believe we had a gentleman that was going to represent her. If he's not in, Roxanne Delgado, CB11 constituent. And
yes,
if
hello.
she's not, yep.
Yes, hello.
Let's go ahead.
Am I? Yes. Well, can I go
Ready when
ahead?
you are.
Okay,
When you
yeah,
are.
my name is Roxanne Delgado. I'm calling because of certain issues in Committee Board 11. First, regarding the ethics complaint form, no, it's not. Edit the form and it's only save as a form and fill form, meaning that you have to edit each, which makes it almost impossible to do a description of the complaint. So, no, Mr. Johnson, that complaint form is not functional. So I would revisit that issue. Second, regarding my petition, I asked the Committee Board 11 DM, well, I asked Chris to share my petition from New Yorkers for Parks to play fair for parks, which basically is advocating for adequate funding for park maintenance and operation. As you know, due to budget cuts, we have no maintenance basically in Pelham Parkway and other parts of the parks in the Bronx. All I asked was for them to share that petition, and it was like created so much hurdles, unbelievable, because when others ask for that same courtesy, it's honor, but when I make any request, it's like hurdles or anything to create, make it difficult for me to advocate for my community, which is shameful because I think whether it's discrimination, retaliation, it has to end now because we have to be professional. We have to care about our community. We can't be making and treating people differently. I'm equal as any other member of this community. I should be treated as equal person. I should not be treated less than any other person, especially when I'm very involved in my community. So for me to have discuss a petition to be shared that would advocate for fair parks. So I don't know why I'm even requesting this full board to share a petition that was shared last year, and I asked Committee Board 10 to share it, and they shared it within 2 days with no difficulty. And my own Committee Board won't share a petition that advocates for fair funding for parks. You know, that's shameful. Thank you.
Okay. And the last gallery session speaker we have registered is Robert Press.
Thank you. I'm going to read from the New York City Charter, Chapter 70, City Government in the Community, Section 2800, Community Boards. Subsection 15, evaluate the progress of capital projects within the community district based on status reports furnished to the board. Subsection 22, letter I, each community board may create committees on matters relating to its duties and responsibilities. It may include on such committees persons within a residence or significant interest in the community who are not members of the board. But each such committee shall have a member of the board as its chairperson, except as otherwise provided by the law. Meetings of such committees shall be open to the public. The Pelham Parkway Task Force Committee did not have a member of the board as its chair and was not open to the general public. Community Board 11 only hosted the meetings when the DDC is the lead agency who also made up the agendas, not the community board. Any questions that were directed to the community board went to DDC because they were the lead agency who then distributed to their agencies that are involved in the project going on. Therefore, the Pelham Parkway Task Force is not a committee of Community Board 11. Community Board 11 cannot disband a community that is not in charge of. The DDC, being the lead agency, must have a community advisory panel, and the DDC can expel a member of its task force. I was added to the task force only to be temporarily removed by the DDC after a member of the task force complained that I was a member of the media. Several community boards have members of the media on them, including Community Board 11, which had one. I was placed back on the task force by DDC after I spoke to the Bronx director of DDC, who I worked with on several projects while I was on Community Board 8, and it was felt that my experience was needed on this project. Ms. Rojas has been notified of this, as well as Jeremy, the district manager. I would like to say something about the bylaws number 6 about the national anthem, but obviously I'm out of time. Thank you. I'll say it as a board member next month.
Thank you very much, Bob. Right, I got notice that Marisa Davis is in. I don't know if it said, would she like to speak? She was a registered speaker. Ms. Davis?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right, ready when you are.
Okay. So I'm coming today to begin my application to extend my hours until 4 a.m. I'm looking to get my piece of the market share. As everyone who's here knows, that awful, god-awful pool hall that she had around the corner for about 30 years was open till 4 a.m. They had shootings, stabbings, all types of things, and we just let that slide. No one ever took a nuisance abatement out on them. Morris Park Inn has come in after me. They get until 3 a.m. And it's time. I don't know what all those other establishments, well, it's clear they're not minority owned, but I don't understand why they have longer hours than I. I think after COVID, now I really need to survive because we need to pay back that deficit. So it's imperative that I get my piece of the market share. I want to thrive like everyone else, like all other white-owned bars. I've had one call in 3 years. We've picked over the details, at nauseum. One call in 3 years. I think it's time. And I've paid my dues. I have the experience, and there's no reason for me not to have it. So I put the application in. I hope that people do the right thing, the honorable thing, and give me my hours and not listen to rumors and make sure they have confirmed information. And let us move forward so I can thrive in this neighborhood.
30 seconds.
Because right now I'm just trying to not only make up for the deficit, but also assist in developing what we have here. And I think considering the shootings and the people dying at Summer Park, really should have something better to focus on.
Okay, time.
Jeremy, this is Chris D'Amato. I'd like to ask Marissa a question.
All right, just want to make sure everybody's muted. Kristen, you had a question?
Yeah, Ms. Davis, didn't you apply last year to extend your hours? And if so, could you tell us more about that experience?
Yes, I did apply last year. And unfortunately, I had a really bad experience at the subcommittee. They had someone there to represent the 49th precinct who had only been in the station a couple of months. He said things that were not true. They were not fact checked. The meeting continued on after I had left the room, so I couldn't even defend myself. It was completely unethical. I don't know why it was conducted that way. Thank God I had gone back later to listen to the tape to hear what this officer said, and he lied on me. So that's why I didn't get it. He said certain things like we had brawls inside the bar. The date that he said that, I actually brought a transcript to Joe Thompson to prove that it was a lie. And Joe Thompson not only didn't give it to anyone on the board, but said basically, if you don't have any calls next year, maybe we'll consider it. It was just, to me, I felt like it was just a joke, and it was just people strongholding me and making it really difficult for me, and it made me feel really upset. And that's the reason that I don't have the hours that I should. Also, when I applied at that time, not only did the officer say things that were not true, he said things like she never does what she's supposed to do. Totally not true. I've been an ally of the station for a long time, but they never even checked with like the community affairs officer, Jay, who's been there 30 years, or spoke to anyone. They just took this guy who's not even in the same unit. They transferred him out the unit. Now they just took this guy's word for it, and I'm the one, even after showing proof to Joe Thompson, nobody cared enough to distribute it. I guess they were more considerate of their reputations, but I'm the one who lost a lot of money in the end, a whole year worth of missing hours. Well, I watched people like that pool hall stay open, and it made me upset. I went to the pool hall to see what it's about. I had like 5 people pat me down before I get in there, selling stuff, all kind of things in there. And, they let them stay open till 4 a.m. So that's why I'm back again.
Okay, thank you. Any other?
May I ask a question? I'm sorry.
Jeremy, it's Edith.
Edith Blitzer with
Oh, I'm
first, and then Edith. Edith.
Am I on? First of all,
Yes.
let me make a correction here. You're playing the black and white ticket, which is not so. We don't care if you're purple, green, or orange. We wish you luck in this community to make success out of your business. The reason we're against 4 o'clock is because this is not only a commercial strip, it's a residential strip. The pool hall is in a commercial strip with no big buildings. I think your attitude is wrong. Thanks, Jeremy.
Can I respond to that, Jeremy?
Yep. Try to be brief, though, please.
We'll be brief. This is a city that never sleeps. And, you know, if people have come to that time in their life where they don't want to have noise, maybe they should think about relocating, because the way that this city has been built is on nightlife. Even though that place is around the corner, we could hear those gunshots and police sirens right around the corner as well. So there's buildings that are right next to that pool hall, right next to that parking lot. People live there too. But we've had some murders actually right here on Lydig, which this commercial quote unquote block just littered with police shootings, shootings that the police have to respond to. We had 2 people die, I think, over here in Brady. These things are really important. So us opening until 4 a.m., that's moot, because if it was really an issue, you would have stopped that pool hall. Right now, we should be focused on these killings that are happening over here on Lydig. That's a commercial or residential spot. I think that's a more appropriate thing. And as far as the race card, you know, it's black and white. Show me a black-owned bar. Pardon me, let me finish. Show me a black-owned bar open late, and I won't say it. But right now, only white-owned bars are open late. So, you know, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's a duck.
Let me ask.
Right.
Please.
So, Edith,
Jeremy, just mute up. Jeremy. Okay,
So,
we're not going back and forth. I think someone else had a question. Jeremy, who was next?
Yeah.
This is John. I had a quick thing. Jeremy, may I speak for a minute?
Hold on.
Edith, if she wants to lean or let you have the
I mean, I do feel bad that she does feel that way, obviously. I mean, I love Kiervan's. I think it's a great bar, and we didn't really have anything of the kind in the neighborhood, at least close to my home, my apartment. And I do love the bar. I think that, I mean, my question was, didn't the pandemic impose a curfew where you couldn't be open anyway? But I think maybe going forward, once the curfew is dropped, I really think we should consider extending her hours. I mean, I don't know why we shouldn't. It is frequented by local residents. And honestly, like, I haven't really seen it get I mean, I haven't been during the pandemic, I'm not gonna lie. But before the pandemic, it never really got that crazy loud, or I didn't really have any problems anytime I was there. So I don't see why we can't reconsider her application once a curfew is dropped.
Yeah, so I think what John Johnson is going to say is that the Economic Development Committee should take this up. John?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment.
Yeah, this is a matter for the Economic Development Committee, and that's number one. Number 2, the community board does not have the power to reject someone's liquor license or the extension or anything. Do we have we can issue a letter of no objection, but that's at our discretion. But the SLA does their own background, and then they do make their decision. We can give a recommendation, but that's all we do. So we don't have sole power to extend anybody's hours or take away. It's the SLA. So if the police department, the 4-9 precinct, has things to say, we have no control over that. That's the 4-9. The Economic Committee can meet and issue a letter of no objection, and we move on from there. But the sole power to extend your hours or limit your extension, it's not up to the community board. We don't have that authority. So
that's not
true. The only do is make a recommendation.
May I just respond briefly? Just want to.
Okay, one at a time. Marisa is.
Hold on, Jeremy. I think Joe Thompson wanted to say something. We're up to the 4 people that.
Yes, I understand. Joe Thompson is next. But the way we allow this is Marisa is allowed to respond. Just try to be brief, please. We don't want to take this because it's not going to get addressed tonight.
That's fine. So in regards to the curfew, yes, there is a curfew right now citywide. I'm implying now being
aggressive, because I want to make sure that when the curfew is lifted, that I can get a piece of the market share immediately. I have extraordinary debt. I think you guys can make that assumption after a whole calendar year. Yes, one call, 3 years. I would like to get those hours, but I will be abiding by the current curfew that you have in place. So those are my plans, just so that you know.
Thank you. Joe Thompson? You're muted, Joe. You're muted. Mute.
Okay,
There you go.
I just wanted to chime in for a minute. I think whatever discussions that we had, and I've listened to the tape that we had at our committee meeting, and also the tape that the police have when she asked for an audience. And unfortunately, they don't come out the same. But I think this is a matter that should be in front of the Economic Development Committee. And if she has an issue, then please bring it there, and then we can go from there.
Okay, thank you, Joe. I think we should close the gallery session with that, unless we have some of the people. Mr.
Jeremy, we went beyond 4, so we have to stop unless the board votes to extend.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Chris.
I just have one response that I didn't get to get for the gentleman who's the head of the Economic and Development Committee. Just one quick thing. I know that the SLA makes the eventual and the confirmed response, but your recommendation holds extraordinary weight, and it is not typical. Actually, it's unheard of for them to circumvent you when it comes to an extension of hours. So asking for the full board to vote on this is crucial to me. I don't know, where you got that information from, but it is very important, and you do hold a lot of weight. And that's why, when that weight is not considered properly or looked at in comparison to other bars, and again, to Edith's comment, this is not a race card, it's fact. I want to see another Black-owned bar open till 3 a.m. The Morris Park Inn came in after me. They're open till 3 a.m. I have 25 years experience. I'm 43. This is my third brick and mortar. My first establishment was on 40th between 5th and 6th in Midtown, and I had less issues than I have now. And I simply want to get the same thing. Morris Park Inn came after me. And, the pool hall was allowed to do even after they had shootings and stabbings. There was no nuisance abatement. There was no pushback. I know that I'm on Lydig. I know it's a commercial place. I know that there's also residential areas, residential buildings as well. And everyone in that area loves it because I have 500 signatures on a petition that says so. So I hope that you do consider that. And I hope that when you do listen to the tape and you do see where the officer who was listened to without any fact checking, when you see where he is right now, you think about anyone else coming to the board and making sure that you take the time to say, what's this person's tenure? Did I get anyone else in the 4-9 to agree to this? Did I speak to someone who has seniority? And really make sure that you conduct meetings with the person in the room at all times so that it's ethical. Thank you.
Corrections.
No, Joe. Let's end it there. Let's end it there. I know Chris wanted to say something, Frano. I don't know if the board wants to allow Chris. He's a staffer who attends these meetings. But other than that, I say we move on. Is that okay with everybody?
Agreed.
Okay. So thank you, everybody.
I think Joe Thompson should get the last word.
I mean, it's up to the board.
I say we just move on.
Yeah, let's move on because we've spent the past 15 minutes on this one item. Let's continue on other board business.
Can I make 3 corrections because it's very, very important that that she has to know about it.
If Chris is going to be able to speak, then Joe Thompson should be able to speak.
Move on, please.
Well, enough of this already. Next
Let's just move on, Chris.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
It's for the well-being of everybody, but that's fine. Go ahead, move on.
All right. So thank you. So elected official reps. That will conclude the gallery. I've done more than one call for the remaining individual. I don't, he's in the meeting. Elected official reps, section 9. Roxborough President's Office, Mr. Lucchini, are you in the meeting?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
Thank you all once again for your work during this difficult time, during this pandemic. Just a couple of quick items. We recently sent out our latest borough president newsletter with all of the most current information on the pandemic and the availability of vaccines and COVID testing sites. On reappointments and new appointments, reappointments will be made over the next couple of weeks. So please wait for your letters of reappointment, which will be done probably before the latter part of April. New appointments will be made subsequent to that date. We are a little behind in getting our interviews completed since we are still working remotely. I want to thank those members who will be leaving the board after this month for their service and their contribution to keeping their community safe and prosperous. I wish them all well in whatever they're choosing to do after their service to the community board. Those members who have not completed their sexual harassment training, please do so before the end of the month. If you have not received your link, please let me know. Those links were sent out early to the middle part of February. I do know that some have gone to spam and have not been found. So if you haven't found it, please let me know and I will send you the link. Thank you very much.
You send me the link, I will, Francis.
Thank you, Tom. So Avril said she sent a link, but if everybody, in the meantime, Avril, if everybody does a search in their email, if you know how to search for your emails by words, DCAS is an easy way to find this. DCAS is an easy way to search your email and maybe find it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. It is an email that not many people are going to be familiar with, so lots of people just go by it before they sometimes delete it. Thank you, Jeremy.
No, thank you, Tom. All right, so that should be Councilmember Joe and I's office next.
Hi, this is Ardmir from Councilman Mark Jonai's office. Just a few announcements. We're still continuing to provide weekly food distribution and rapid COVID-19 testing events throughout the area. Every Tuesday, those in need of food can come to pick up a food box from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the corner of Astor Ave and Boston Road. Our testing mobile sites are uploaded on social media and our weekly e-newsletter. Our Meet the Easter Bunny event will be this Saturday, March 28th from 1 to 3 on Pelham Parkway South and Wallace Avenue near the chess tables. Our free space, we're also having a free spay and neuter event for cats and dogs that will be on Saturday, April 24th. Please contact our office for an appointment and eligibility requirements. We're also providing one-on-one free tax prep services to those who qualify with an income limit of $68,000. While our office is still closed, we will host these at the Morris Park Community Association, located at 1824 Bronxdale Avenue. As you know, we're also offering free virtual immigration services, free housing assistance, free legal services, social and senior services, and much more. And lastly, if you are eligible and in need of a vaccine, have difficulty receiving one, please contact our office and we will work with you to try and schedule an appointment. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Amir. Councilman Riley's office. I don't know if they're here tonight. If not, Mayor's office, Public Advocate's office, Bronx District Attorney's office. Yep.
Hello.
Hold on. Public Advocate, Terrence, I believe.
Yeah. This is Terrence from the Public Advocate's office. Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Just want to let you know that the Public Advocate has worked on the Worst Landlords Accountability Act, and the bill would require HPD to respond to complaints received about within 5 hours or within 48 hours. And this would increase the penalties for many HPD violations. HPD would be required to annually create certification of correction of the watch list, and any owner on the certification of watch list would be prohibited from certifying correction of any of the violations This legislation would also require owners of multiple dwellings to post a notice when making a building amenity unavailable to one or more unlawful occupants. So that's one of the big things that we worked on in the office over the past month. And if you have any questions or concern, I can leave my email in the chat. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Christina, Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Good evening, Community Board 11. So as you know, we're still currently working remotely. Our Community Affairs Unit is taking constituent calls on anything that is crime related. Also, our Crime Victims Assistance Unit is providing assistance and advocacy for victims of crime. You can reach them at 718-590-2115. I'll share that information in the chat. Also, we have a gun buyback coming up. It's in the works. So as soon as we get all the details, I'll forward it to you, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremy, I have a question.
Yep, go ahead. Right.
Okay. Is there any update, because the district attorney was involved with all those attempted bust of the gambling joints, but the community still remains without any information as to how many arrests and what was the outcome? The district attorney was involved, was part of this action.
I don't have any updates on that. However, I can speak to the district attorney and for an update that you're requesting an update.
Yes, I think we're entitled to it.
Okay, I'll definitely let her know.
Thank you. Destiny Cruz, AOC's office.
Good evening, Community Board members and leadership of Community Board 11. My name is Destiny Cruz, and I'm a constituent liaison and field representative with the Office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Just want to start with the legislative update, folks. 2 weeks ago, President Biden signed the American Recovery Plan, and working with her colleagues, the Congresswoman pushed to get important relief, included such as expanded funeral assistance, stimulus check for adult dependents who were not included in previous packages, and state and local funding for agencies like the MTA. The legislation also extends much of the already existing COVID relief, including $1,400 stimulus checks, $300 weekly in unemployment benefits, as well as an expanded $3,600 child tax credit. I will share a calculator where you can get a good sense of how much you will receive, although many of you should have already received it as of March 17th, 2021. For more information on the American Rescue Plan, please sign up to our newsletter. I will share that link. We have compiled a list of FAQs to make it easy for you to look through to answer your questions. Additionally, the Congressional Appropriations Committee is accepting community project funding requests for select accounts within their jurisdiction. Please note the selection process is highly competitive. Our office may submit a total of 10 community project funding requests. However, there is no guarantee the committee will accept any of the funding requests. However, the community projects can range from park renovations to transit infrastructure or capital improvements. Thank you. To libraries and more. I will share the link below. Lastly, the FEMA has announced updates on COVID-19 funeral assistance available in April 2021. These applications are open to U.S. citizens, non-citizen nationals, or qualified aliens who incurred funeral expenses after January 20th, 2020. Additional information will be shared in the chat. As always, you folks can contact us at 718-662-5970. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Destiny. State Senator Biaggi's office. Emily, are you in the meeting?
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. No, Emily's not in the meeting at the moment, but I am. My name is Angel. I work for Senator Biaggi's office. She's currently at a town hall regarding Women's History Month, but I have a couple of updates from our office. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I was eating at the moment.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was on mute. Senator Biaggi's office continues to work remotely. My apologies, I was eating in the middle of this meeting, and I'm just off camera to spare
No,
everyone.
I know. We heard that
visual.
already.
Okay, sorry. So we continue to work remotely. Please reach out to our office regarding anything regarding unemployment, Department of Transportation, Department of Education, DSNY, etc. Your concerns do not go unheard. Our team continues to work diligently to make sure you are improving quality of life through and throughout. So please, I will drop my information in the chat and would love to connect. Again, thank you for giving me space to speak, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.
Angel, can I please ask you a question?
Yes, please.
I've noticed that the senator has been fairly active in attending local political rallies, but has not been attending local community events. And I wonder if she can be more public with her involvement in the events of our community outside of political action.
Of course, most definitely. And I will make sure that your concerns are raised to her level, or to through me to her. Like you guys all know, she's going through the budget negotiations at the moment, so she is sort of ripped in two ways, as well as politically, as you mentioned, she's two plates spinning at the same time, sort of a deal. But of course, at the end of the day, her job is to represent you all up in Albany. So I will make sure that your voices are heard.
Yeah, she was at our last meeting, but yeah, maybe some other events. She could attend, maybe. I'm not sure. State Senator Bailey's office.
Hi, this is Renell from State Senator Bailey's office. So State Senator Bailey has been out in the community at PP giveaways. So we continue to have PP giveaways every Friday in different sections of his district. Also, he has been pushing for more vaccine sites in the community. So he is working hard. He is pushing to have more vaccines distributed to people in the community, especially Black and Brown communities. Also, recently we opened a vaccine site at Bay Eden Community Center that's near Eden Wall Projects behind Spelman. And that's my update for tonight.
Thank you very much. Senator Rivera's office. If Caitlin's in.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good night. I just wanted to share some legislative updates. The senator is currently in Albany working to pass the budget, which is due in the next few days. In addition to that, several of the senator's bills have passed through the Senate. One of those is S4336A, which directs the Commission of Health to establish a direct patient care ratio that will require nursing homes to spend at least 70% of their revenue on direct patient care. The Senate also voted this month to strip Governor Cuomo of his emergency executive powers. The senator feels that was a necessary step because the executive had overstepped its boundaries and refused to work with the legislature as a co-equal branch of government. The senator is also celebrating Women's History Month virtually, so please check out our social media pages, and I will put my information in the chat in case anyone needs to reach out, and you guys have a good night.
Thank you. Is Assembly Member Fernandez's office present?
Yes, Jeremy, it's Maria.
Okay. Go ahead, Maria.
Hello, everyone. Happy Women's History Month. This past week, we finished our second COVID testing at the office. We are having it every 2 weeks. Our next one is Wednesday, April 7th. And the one after that is Wednesday, April 21st from 10 to 5 p.m. If you would like to make an appointment, please call our office. Appointments are preferred. However, walk-ins are accepted as well. We also had our MWBE certification webinar on Wednesday with SBS. If you guys are in need of more webinars in regards to that topic, let us know and we'll be happy to do another one again in the future. If you are eligible and having trouble making vaccine appointments, please feel free to reach out to our office and we can assist you. And if you haven't already, just always check our social media, sign up to our newsletter in regards to any COVID updates or event updates. I'm going to put my info in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know.
Right. So just please remember to stay muted unless you're speaking. All right.
And
you have a question?
Jeremy, I just have a quick question.
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
Yeah, my question is to the Assemblywoman's office. The tests that you conducted last week, do you have the number of tests that you were able to conduct? And I know it's the PCR test. What is the turnaround time for it?
So the turnaround time is about 3 days. It is, like you said, the PCR test. We had about 35 people this last week come and get tested.
Thank you.
No problem.
So unless there's any other elected official I missed, representative, we will move to old business. I think Hazel is still nowhere to be found, so the minutes were sent out earlier today. I don't know if everybody got a chance to look at them, but maybe somebody would be kind enough to make a motion if they're okay with them minutes. This is the February 2021 full board meeting minutes. So last month's meeting
I
minutes.
second them.
I'm sorry, who was that? Yahe made a motion, second by Bernadette.
Bernadette, I second them.
Any discussion? Any abstentions or against? Because if not, we'll mark it unanimous. Okay, thank you. And I want to do full business final roll call because I had at least one person text me that they are in the meeting, even though they were late. So I don't know if Al is here. Hazel, we already discussed. Valerie Babb, Junior Campbell. Now, remember, I am naming people I have not heard from. So if I don't call your name, you're marked present. So I don't know the whereabouts of Al D'Angelo, Hazel Mira. I mean, Al's going to be marked excused. We know he has an excuse. Valerie Babb, Junior Campbell.
Junior called. He called, left a message in the office.
Yeah, I know. Averill reached out to me too. Patty De Jesus, Rabbi Fuchs, Melanie Lejos, Keith Ramsey, Daisy Rodriguez, Carl Selkridge, Janice Walcott, and Linda White. Okay. That's it for me for old business. Anybody else had old business? I take that as a no. Anybody has new business? So anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by Yahe.
I just want to wish everybody a blessed Easter and a happy Passover.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Do we have a
Thank
second?
you, everyone. Thank you, Bernadette. The same to everyone. Blessings to everyone.
Second it.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Okay.
I guess we're discussing the motion.
All right. Unless anyone's opposed, the meeting is over at 8:06.
All right, then.
The record time. Everyone have a good night and stay healthy.
Everybody have a blessed holiday season.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, I
Wonderful
sent your
holiday.
message.
Forever.
It's nice seeing you, Bernadette.
Buonanotte.
Okay. Night night. Buona Pasqua.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Thank you for your service. Take care.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. I'm ending the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.